Hey guys, it's Steve. I'm by myself today. JP's not feeling too well, but I got a bunch of shit on my mind that I just wanted to talk about, and I'm just gonna do like a mini episode, maybe like 10, 15 minutes, see what happens. Um, One of the things I wanted to talk about today is self worth and how you value yourself and what you value yourself for. Um, I've been pretty open on this podcast so far about my past and being a very ego driven person. I used to be somebody that was very driven by I accomplished this, I did that, I'm the life of the party, I'm somebody that people want to be around. I slept with this person, like shit that just I look at now and it's very immature. It's irrelevant to who I'm actually trying to become as a man and actively taking the steps to become. Um, so the reason I wanted to talk about self worth is because I've been having a lot of thoughts about it. And I think they're thoughts that are brought up because of my ego. You know, ego wants you to look around at what you have, material possessions, accomplishments, shit like that. And it wants you to compare yourself to others and judge people and situations. And so I've been dealing with a lot of that recently. I just went through the end of a relationship. I just moved back home, which has been something that has greatly affected that. Not working, so I have a lot of time on my hands. So I'm doing a lot of contemplating, a lot of thinking, a lot of reading. And I've been reading a lot of Wayne Dyer. And detaching yourself from the ego is something that he talks about. And it all comes back to self worth. Your ego wants to make you value yourself less or make you think less of yourself or believe what other people say about you. It wants you to fall into that judgment, and that can be pretty devastating sometimes. Like when you do start to look around and like you don't think you're where you should be or doing what you should be doing or have the things that you want to have. Those are all very ego narrative, you know. It's your ego telling you that you're not worth what you are worth. And what I wanted to do today was just hop on here and reaffirm to anybody that's had those thoughts or is having those thoughts, going through something like this that I'm going through or has been in the past, that your self worth is something that's determined by you, not by anybody else. Your self worth comes from right in here. And if you're not valuing yourself the way you should be, you cut yourself off from that divine guidance, from spirit, whatever you want to call it, God, you know, and that's a mistake because you should look around and even if things are tough or you're not where you want to be right now, just know that you're guided by spirit. We all come from the same place, from the same source, and source doesn't create things that aren't perfect. One of the affirmations that I've been saying to myself a lot that I read in one of the Wayne Dyer books, The Power of Intention, is I am perfect and I am whole as I was created. And if you think about that, like, and you really let it resonate with you, like, who says that you aren't perfect? Who says that you're not worth what you think you're worth? And that's something that can affect you greatly. If you're having these thoughts that I'm not worth this or I'm not going to get this because of where I am right now, like that really fucks you up, you know? Negative thoughts attract negative thoughts. And something that we've set out to do with this podcast is help people and serve. And I think one of the ways that you can do that, that we try to do that, is by affirming to you that if you change your thoughts, you can change your life. It's also the title of a Wayne Dyer book. But it's true. you know? If you start thinking positively about your situation, regardless of where you are in life, things are going to get better because that's what you're envisioning for yourself, and it's what you're putting into the universe and into the ether. And I just wanted to tell you that it's something that's important to do, and you shouldn't value yourself less because of your situation not being the way you want it to be. You know, something that I've struggled with that I haven't really discussed because it's just something that like I felt like I needed to do on my own is dealing with the changes that go on in your life. Like since I've gotten sober, I don't go out like I used to. I don't really get asked to go out like I used to, you know. People aren't in a rush to hang out with somebody who doesn't want to drink or do anything like that. And that's okay, you know. I know that it's just temporary and you're not alone. Like, I still have my good group of friends, and like, even if I'm not going out and doing stuff with them all the time, like, I know they're still there for me. And it's important to not trap yourself in that mind state of I'm alone, like I'm in this by myself. Like it's just not a good place to be. I've been there, and like I thought that it was what I was just gonna do. I was just gonna man up and just try and power through it. Like it doesn't matter if I don't hang out with these people or what. And it doesn't work like that, you know. That just attracts more negative energy to yourself. And when you do that, like you're just putting yourself in a hole. So it's important to focus on your thoughts, which is something that I do a lot. You have to focus on when those negative thoughts come in and switch up how you're thinking about situations. Make it a positive, you know? Like, you really can change your life by changing the way that you view situations and the way that you talk to yourself on the inside. Like, it's proven that higher frequency thoughts of love, happiness, joy can raise the intention of all of your thoughts. A negative thought can't bring down a positive thought, but a positive thought can bring up a negative thought. Make and change that frequency, make it into something better for yourself. And I just like wanted to let you know that like you aren't alone, and that it is possible to change the way that you think, change your situation. And life is waves. It's all up and it's all down, and it just continuously goes on like that. Everything is always changing, and when you're in a dark spot, when something is going not the way that you envisioned it, seems like everything's out of whack and working against you, just think about how it's going to feel when you get back to that high point. And if you're at a high point, just know that like struggles come, and remember what it feels like to be at the point you're at now, because you can get back there no matter what. And yeah, I don't really know what anything, like I don't have a topic to talk about like other than what I've just said. It's just kind of a mini talk, like me rambling, getting some stuff off my chest that I've been thinking about. And if you're out there and it helps you, like, good, you know, I'm happy that I could help, and help you know that you're not in this by yourself. Like, everybody has these thoughts, and it's important to really take control of the way that you perceive yourself and not give in to judgment, not give in to negativity. This world would be a better place if everybody just thought a little bit more positively. And yeah, shout out to Jose. He was on the podcast a couple episodes ago. Me and him had a conversation this week that it really pushed me through. You know, talked about how when you're going through that change, like I was with my relationship ending, sometimes a lot of people get stuck in that thought that like endings are so tough and beginnings are like when things get better. And I read something basically said, you know, endings are really what's beautiful because it means something new is coming. And beginnings can seem challenging, and that's really when things seem rough, because it's the start of something new and it's change, and people struggle with that. But just know, like I said, everything is waves. It just comes, and things are always going to get better. You know, you're not alone. And yeah, it's pretty much all I got for today. I hope this helps somebody. I hope you enjoyed. If you listened this far, I mean, it's only 11 minutes, but we got a new episode coming out on Thursday with John Kilmer. We're really excited for that. We've been waiting to record that for a long time, and it finally happened. He said yes to being on this podcast before this podcast was anything. I reached out to him like when this was just something that me and JP had one episode in the backyard of my parents' house. Now it's 5 months later and we're still flowing. But it's a really good episode. We hope you check it out. And like I said, I just want you to know you're not alone. And things are always going to look up. You know, stay positive, change your thoughts, change your life, like Wayne Dyer said. You know.